All right, how's it going, everybody? August 21st here, another workout breakdown. This one is a full body day, which is nice. You know, full body day for the most part is like an X factor. We can kind of do whatever we want based off of whatever focuses are around it, or whatever maybe our monthly emphasis is, or whatever I'm trying to target for you guys for that given time period, whether it's a week or 2 weeks or whatever. Baseline day, which makes it a little bit easier to go over this. And there's kind of a lot of workouts this week. It's the week of August 18th. Could have picked honestly any of them, but I picked a couple that I think just need a little bit more explanation. So 60-second tests, we've been doing these since the inception of Core 4. I've been doing these way longer than that as well. Again, if you're a one-on-one client with me, we will always do these. I think these hold their place in the foundation of fitness in terms of like muscular endurance, cardiovascular endurance. I know a lot of you guys will hear cardiovascular endurance and just assume like, wait, there is no cardio in here. No, there is. It requires plenty of your cardiovascular system for a couple of these for sure. And again, depending on how good you are, how advanced you are on these, becomes ever more so, the better you get at it. So the biggest thing I'm going to say on these, which is the main reason I wanted to make this video, was just to ensure, if I'm not coaching or one of our coaches maybe doesn't say this, the one main thing that kind of has to happen on an individual level, or you really, really want it to happen, obviously doesn't have to happen because it won't for everybody, is the integrity of the movement, right? There is not much of a reason to track these things if the integrity of the movement is not intact, meaning if your full range of motion isn't occurring every single rep, it's a pretty diluted product, and it's a pretty diluted way to kind of reevaluate yourself down the road. And what I mean by that is if you do 1 minute push-ups and they're kind of like your hips aren't moving with you, or you're kind of like just kind of flailing a little bit, or your elbows are bending like 10 degrees, and you're counting those, when we come back in 6 to 8 months, even if you have physically progressed and you've gotten better, stronger, range of motion is increased, your number is not going to match that diluted number from earlier. And then people get upset and they start thinking they've gotten worse. In reality, like, that's not true at all. Like, you've actually gotten significantly better. It's just that your numbers are lying to you. So it kind of starts with you not lying to yourself, using full range of motion. I know it's really hard in group fitness. I've been doing this for a long time. Like, egos and pride are in the way. People think everybody's watching them. It's not the case. In a baseline like this, nobody's paying attention. Like, everybody is in their own lane. They're looking down. Even if they are, like, who cares? Like, this is for you guys. This is for you to come back in 6 to 8 months and retest these and actually see if you've gotten any better or at least maintained over that time. And again, that only happens if we can trust the number that is written on our piece of paper from 6 to 8 months prior. So in order to do that, full range of motion. Push-ups, I'm going to go over these real quick. Push-ups, I think everybody knows at this point, whether you're on your knees or not, you kind of want your hips to travel with your shoulders. So whether your chin or the brim of your hat, which I hate the brim of your hat, but it's an option. A lot of people wear hats. Chin, brim of your hat, chest, make contact with the ground every single rep. Full extension at the top is a big one. Males, I'm talking to you guys. A lot of males are more than strong enough to go all the way down, and the shortcut is do not come all the way up. Also, coming all the way up creates a full contraction. A full contraction is a lot of lactic. It builds up real fast. There is a huge difference. I've done a million 1 minute push-up tests, and I used to be one of those people that for sure never came up, and I get like 80 push-ups in a minute. And then somebody called me out on it. I finally fixed it, and I realized doing like 49 or 50 full extended push-ups was way harder than doing the 75 or 80 choppy push-ups. So again, every now and then, just gotta look yourself in the mirror and make an adjustment. Bodyweight squats, full range of motion. My easiest thing, I've kind of said over time is, let's just use an easy number of 100. If I'm doing 100 full range of motion squats, meaning I'm going ass to calves or ass to grass every single time under the assumption I have the ability to do so, and the person next to me also does 100, but they're only going 66% of the way down, which is very common, by the way. You have the ability to go deeper, but you don't. Then I'm doing 33% more work than you, and we did the same amount of reps. So that's not a good look for the person that's cutting corners. And again, like, how do you judge that in 6 to 8 months? Like, you have to question yourself. Did I go all the way down? Did I not go all the way down? Did I get any better? Who knows? Because I don't ever do anything with full integrity. So the sit-ups, shoulders should cross over your hips. Technically speaking, you should have a point of contact in front of you, whether it's your heels or your toes. I always hit right outside my feet. And then your hands should hit the ground overhead every single rep. So that ensures 2 points of contact and ensures full range of motion. Again, if you do those couple of things, when you come back later, 6 to 8 months from now, you don't have to guess whether or not you did it right. Like, I make my point of contact on the ground. I make sure I cross my hips over my pelvis, and I make my point of contact there. So again, just ensuring integrity. And then the belly burpee, another couple big ones, is making sure your chest actually hits the ground. This, especially as you fatigue, like your chest has to make contact with the ground. Mal's kind of staring at you guys again. And then again, when you elevate to the top, it's okay to be looking down, but it's not okay if you don't get your shoulders over your hips. So if you're still slouching forward, you're kind of leaning at your hip down, it makes it a lot easier to descend back down to the ground. So again, just little things that nobody can ever really critique. It's really on you guys to pay attention. It really comes down to what kind of precision you want in terms of reevaluating yourself down the road. So these are the 1 minute tests. I think these are easier pill to swallow for a lot of people, you know, compared to like something like the 5,000 meter row or the Cooper's test that's coming up, right? These are like, all right, it's only a minute. I can swallow that. It doesn't matter though. Like you still should be putting 100% max effort into these. And then I will say this to end, if you know, you're somebody who's really advanced, you've been doing this for a very long time, don't beat yourself up over a couple of reps. Like if I did, let's say I did 55 push-ups last time I did this, and I come into this and I only do 51, like did you really get worse? It's maintenance mode. Like, have we been working on push-ups? Have you been working on your chest press? Is this something you've been, you know, constantly and persistently trying to get better at? If the answer is no, then you're in maintenance mode. You know, 5 reps one way or the other, no big deal whatsoever. You know, if I did 55 last time and I got here and I only did 38 good ones, I was like, oh my God, like then I'd be a little concerned. But maintenance mode is a real thing. So if you're up in, you know, kind of elevated in terms of your conditioning levels, you're a pretty veteran, seasoned athlete here, then I wouldn't be overly concerned about matching. Just maintenance mode is a real thing, and that's 100% what I'll be aiming for. I'm not trying to set any world records, and if I do beat one of them by one, like woohoo, that's a win. But like I don't really care. It's an eye roll, and you move on. So just pay attention to that. This block, again, the other part of this workout, I also wanted to go over just for confusion purposes. This is a cool setup, and I'm very interested to see. We have done setups like these in the past, been quite a while, but I'm very interested to see what people do here. So this is one of those ones where you kind of got to like grit your teeth and just see how far you can get. Like, and that's the part I enjoy watching from a trainer's perspective, is kind of seeing psychologically and mentally how people handle this. And, you know, are they giving up a round early? Are they just deciding, I don't want to try the next round, and they kind of give up that way? Or are they just kind of like, you know, balls to the wall, just go, go, go. I'm going to take every second of this 3 minutes and figure out what I can and can't do, and understanding a better, you know, understanding your capabilities and maybe putting some lines in the sand in terms of thresholds, physical thresholds. So again, you're going to have 3 minutes. Everybody's going to do this. Obviously, where everybody finishes is going to be a little bit different. But you're going to either choose to start at 4 or 8 calories on the bike. As soon as you finish that, you're going to hop off. You'll do your chin-ups. I put a range of chin-ups there, 7 to 10, because not everybody's ability is the same. So kind of needed to alter that a little bit. So you guys will kind of choose the rep count you want for your chin-ups based off the bands you're using, no bands. And then you're just going to hold on to that chin-up count the whole time. 3 minutes is up. You'll go back to the bike. Your calories go up by 4. So if I was doing 8, the next round I'm going to do 12, and then I got to hit my 10 chin-ups again. Then the next round I got to do 16 calories on the bike, hit my 10 chin-ups. Then I got to do 20 calories on the bike, hit my chin-ups, right? 24, 28. Like, how high can you get until you can no longer do, you know, the chin-ups off the bike or sustain the bike, which it's usually not sustaining the bike. Typically speaking, it's like you just cannot sustain the chin-ups because your heart rate's so elevated and you're so gassed from the bike in these particular scenarios. So this one's got, I mean, this is cool. I'm excited. This could be a whole workout, to be completely honest. If you kind of bump that up to like 4-minute EMOM, you could do this for quite a while. Not that anybody wants to, but anyways. Second one, little things here. Again, full body day allows us to kind of get out of our ordinary box, and based off of the focuses that are around it, I think I mentioned at the earlier part of the video, we can do different stuff. So combining some of these exercises, a little bit of grip strength here, squat, curl, press, you got to do 8 reps of those. Those are all supposed to be individual. Just so you know, you're supposed to tap squat, stand up, curl, get to your shoulders, reset, and then press. It's not supposed to be like a curl, like a snatch type of thing, up and over your shoulders. So just keep that in mind when you're choosing your weights. Not going to be as heavy as you think. And then you should have a separate weight for the farmer's carry, 5 shuttles of the farmer's carry there. Again, kind of hammering your grip strength with those 2 back to back. And then the Howell hold, again, full transparency, you kind of just need a little bit of time to relax. Like your arms need to just chill because that grip strength is going to be so potent. So that 30-second Howell hold is there for you guys to kind of transition into. You know, not waste 30 seconds. It's a hard 30 seconds, but give that, you know, your upper body a break there and then transition back into another round. So I wouldn't be shocked if these weights kind of drop pretty dramatically as the grip strength becomes to elevate and become more and more harder to manage. So anyways, baselines and these cool 3-minute EMOMs. I'm pretty excited about it. Again, the 3-minute EMOM is just number 1, by the way. It's not number 2. It's just number 1, just for clarity purposes. Obviously, if you have questions, just let me know. Enjoy.